Been setting up this farm system and applied energistics from A2 stuff, advanced inscribers and stuff, and got a few growth accelerators and some tier 2 growth crystals. Um, Working on, I got here, let me more for you. We've got some gatherers right up here, which are gathering. This is redstone. We've got some gold, some diamond, and some Certus quartz. And got my bee form here. What I've done is set up these sours. Basically, I got some redstone. We were getting an overabundance of redstone. This was all redstone, but I was watching it. So we swapped out some gold and diamond as well in there. And looks, oh, that's the filter. Sorry about that. Yeah, I have filters on each one of these, so only the correct seeds can go back in. So what we're doing is we're planting them here, and then they're getting harvested up there with the gatherers. They're coming back down, got the servos in there, and then basically these are all hooked up, signallium plated impulse item ducts, and you just saw the diamond seed go back up into there because it's filtered to allow redstone, diamond, and gold seeds to go into there. Originally it was just redstone, but like I said, we were getting an overabundance of them. And same thing here, but just gold, and we're only allowing gold to go through. This one I believe should be the diamonds. Yes, diamonds, and got a filter just allowing the diamonds through, whitelisted. And here we have some silicon seeds, diamonds, and gold seeds. However, what I've been doing, also filtering and whitelisting them, and then this should just be the Certus quartz. And unfortunately, what it does with these is it seems to just they go into the first slot first, then it fills up, and then the second. So I'm wondering if I could send them to a, well, it's still going to be the one inventory. So I don't know how to randomize that to where it goes in. I mean, it works. They're all planted. They're all getting seeds. And then I have the excess going to this seed chest right here. You can see the filter allows diamond seeds, gold seeds, redstone seeds, fertilized essence. They go in here. The reason I haven't been doing the Certus quartz yet is because we just don't have an overabundance of them. But I should probably go ahead and grab one while I'm here now. And just grab one and put that in there to allow any excess seeds of that type to go into there. And then we'll put that in there. And then I have an auto crafter, which takes all of the Certus quartz essence, the diamond essence, the gold essence, redstone essence, silicon essence, crafts it, and then it goes up into, sorry, I know it's a little cramped in here. From there, it goes up into here. And you can see we've got our gold here, we've got our redstone here, we've got our silicon. Why? Okay, so that's going through there. Now, what I've done for silicon, why we have an abundance, is basically I have a material stonework factory making the silicon. This pulverizer, I'm sorry, the Certus quartz is actually going into the pulverizer. Forgot about that. You can see that right there. We're putting the Certus quartz into the pulverizer because it takes pure quartz to make that. And here's our filter going into the chest you saw. We're just blacklisting Certus quartz while we're whitelisting it here. So it's going into the pulverizer, being taken out of the pulverizer, auto pushed. Can see that right here. Auto output is enabled, and you just saw some Certus quartz go into there. It's pulverizing it, then it's going to put it into here, turn it into Certus quartz seeds, and then that gets piped into this growth crystal accelerator, and that gets piped out of there and into this system here. Certus quartz will pop up here. You can see it's whitelisted. We've got the silicon going into here where it's making the printed silicon. Then here where we've got diamonds whitelisted, gold whitelisted, redstone whitelisted, and redstone is whitelisted on these back three. And what these are where it actually, why do we have that in there? Gold and that. I may have accidentally put that in there manually, which explains why we're not getting any. Okay, so this is for diamond, and this should be for the printed calculation. And then basically they all go into here, and then this will be linked up. I'll put an import bus, importing it all into the ME storage system, and then I'll put that on there. I think I should have the storage bus or import bus. Oh, I think it's actually right here. There we go. So this will automatically import it into the system. And there we go. It's going to start importing into the system and go in. And in case you're wondering, this is my beam morph. I know I showed it to you when I morphed, but this is my favorite morph basically for getting in here and running pipes or troubleshooting things, because you can actually walk underneath any of the pipes. Also, what we did here is we did set up a compression dynamo running off refined fuel with we're getting our water from the aqueous accumulator that we had set up on the black blue channel, and that's going in here, and this is producing 840 maximum power per tick, but currently we're only using about 500 or so, and that's courtesy of the upgrades we have on it, the ignition plug, which greatly increases the power generation, and then we also have the auxiliary transmission coils. So that's fully upgraded. Now this does tie in up here. We can go up, and it actually is tied into our other power source back here with the magmatic dynamo, and the sludge being produced from the gatherers is going into the black, which currently we're just going into the sludge refiner. We'll pipe this out and go into a storage array with it. I'm just not sure everything it makes, so I kind of just have it running here. It looks like it makes some mycelium, some podzol, soul sand, some clay, which is good, red sand, dirt, sand, and gravel. Now the gravel we can get from the Stoneworks factory, the sand we can get from the Stoneworks factory, but still it's nice to have. Looks like we got some leftover resources we never took care of there. And then we have the latex processing unit, which is going great. Again, this is coming from the red, blue. I thought that was red, white, but it's red, blue for the latex setup we have. And I will show you that in just a little bit. We're getting more automated production from the cows, which is a good thing. We finally set them all up, let them loose. Yeah, let me morph here real quick back into my normal shape. So we're getting more resources from the cows and everything, which is great. And I'll show you the setup we have there. As soon as I put that away, put the atom ducts away, we'll keep the marble on us because we're going to need to repair the flooring there. I also want to get into advanced generators. We made a few things for advanced generators already, getting ready for the refined fuel. We're going to try and use refined fuel, maybe some steam. We're going to play around with some of the different fuel sources. But it looks like refined fuel is 2000 RF per bucket in a turbine generator. So that's actually pretty good. I have not figured out the consumption for that dynamo yet, but it's something we'll get figured out. And these are some lights I was setting up. Chisel and bits. It's glowstone wrapped in supremium, liquid supremium from chisels and bits, and a little bit of redstone block on the top. These are factory blocks, basically the rusty grate right there. And then I kind of was going for some type of Tesla coil type look. So what I'm thinking is, and I'll show you in a minute, we have this as a pedestal and then the light, and then we have that as a column coming down and then the light, and then we can kind of have something in the middle. And I think that would look really neat. But we'll have to see. And I'll get this covered up as soon as it's all working good. The only hang up I really have right now with the issue of why I'm the reason I'm leaving it open is, as you can see, we significantly overproduce silicon. And I should have that go into a separate chest, so when it's full, it won't fill up this chest first. So that's something that I'll work on and probably change around. So that's why I have it open. Just wanted to see all the parts working. It's a pretty cramped, tight space there, but it works. As soon as we kill the end dragon, we're gonna put it in Adair's Whoop farm, mob factory. The author calls it both, and these will grow much faster. The whole thing behind this is we kind of wanted this to be self-contained and not something that we had to tinker around with. So basically, this costs nothing but power, and it generates all of the processors that we need for applied energistics. And I actually finished setting that up last night and was just troubleshooting it before I showed the video. But you can see it's actually going pretty good. I mean, we've got 1,200 calculation processors, over 1,000 logic processors, over 500 engineering processors. So we're doing really good right now. The only hangup is the pure Certus quartz. We have no way to... right now, we're sending everything into here that we make. I may duplicate that setup, maybe put a second farm for Certus quartz just over here, have it make pure Certus quartz, and pop it into here. Again, I would need the pulverizer setup that I have here, and a Stoneworks factory for the sand, going into a tier 3 crafter. And it doesn't need to be tier 3. I could have done it with tier 1, but I like preparing for the future. And then growth accelerators, and then that would all pipe into this chest. And we could do most of that underground here. We just need the 3x3 farm. Now these can be upgraded, but the thing about these is they don't become any faster when you increase the size of the farm. So they still only process X amount. So it's actually better, in my opinion, to have multiple of these at the default size than one big one at a larger size. And this is all black for the sludge, of course. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the cow farm. And I'm thinking about replacing some of these elevators with the viaducts. So this is our cow setup. Each one of these are going to be a tank, a storage tank, like we have set up here. You can see we've actually had it set up for a while, and we've got quite a few resources going into here. You know, molten copper we're not doing anything with. Molten tin. Oh, no servos. So yeah, we still got to get some servos on stuff. Molten bronze. We've got our lead, nickel, silver, aluminum, some brass. These aren't set up yet. Adair's working on the tanks. I'm working on the actual cow pens. Lumium. These are set up, but I don't think I have the cows in them, or I may have the cows in them. The piping's not set up. We've got a pipe gallery that goes underneath here that's 2 blocks tall where we set everything up in. So pretty much we've got blazing pyrotheum. This is our refined fuel. You can see we've got quite a bit of it backlogged and saved up, and that is the red yellow channel. And so we're going to see what the advanced generators do. Hopefully this weekend we'll get setting one up and seeing if it's better than the steam dynamo. This is our molten supremium. This is our molten superium. This is prudentium. And this should be the inferium. So we're kind of trying to get a good backlog of everything set up. Refined obsidian. And what we're going to do is right now they're just going into casting basins. Some things don't go into casting basins, like Terra Steel, Mana Steel, have to go into ingot casting tables. So we're going to pull out the ingots and the blocks, and they're just going to go into an ender storage chest, an ender chest, and that's going to be piped directly into our AE storage system. Once we get enough set up, Mana Steel, we're already full on, and you can see these tanks hold a lot, 8 million millibuckets. So that's, I think that's 8,000 buckets Depending upon the ingot, it could be, or the metal type, it could be a whole block or most of a block. We even have steel, which is helping out for the production of the tanks. We've got our signalium, which is helping with the machines, and of course our endurium, which is also helping with the machines and the upgrades on it. Got some gold here. Pretty much any of the primary metals we're going for. We've got some lava for the magmatic dynamos, which we're not using, and powered oil, canola oil. So we've got all kinds of different power sources. This was our auto ore machine. We kind of needed the space, so we've decided we're going to move that down to the bottom floor. These are set up for multiple floors. We let all the cows go in here. This is actually slimmed down quite a bit for the cow population. We're going to go ahead and move those once we get more of the cow pens set up. And these are the cow pens that I've been working on. Been kind of trying to sort these out here, some of the cows. These are the fuel cows. These are steam cows because we want to check out steam. These were some of the specific cows I was taking out that I intend to put in a pen, some of them that I view as more important. Superheated steam. Then we've got our pink slime and our liquid meat. We'll do something with those. These are the miscellaneous metal cows, lutecrite, elementium, manilium, bronze. I think we have a bronze pen over there, so I'm going to go ahead and grab him because I'm pretty sure we have a bronze pen. Pick you up. And these are just kind of the miscellaneous cows we put in here. Essence, Ozglass, Knowledge, Dawnstone for embers we'll get into, so we'll probably set up one for them. Molten Advanced Alloy you can't really do anything with other than Tinker's Tools. We might be able to make the plates for them in a plate cast, I'm not sure. Some hydrogen, oxygen, construction foam, again I don't think you can do anything with that. Honey, some mutagen, hydrogen. Somewhere I have a cow that I got for Kukla that's a tequila cow. I have to find what I did with that one. And so these are the pens I have set up. What we've done here is, as you can see, the working area is a little bit larger than what I actually have set up. It actually goes one out. I missized these because when I built the first one I had it a little bit larger, so larger in the fact that the actual rancher itself was back where the power cable was in between them. And then when I started building the other ones, for some reason I moved it ahead and I didn't pay attention. So we can't let the cows run around here anymore because they were actually getting in between it and messing up with the farming going on, the production. So basically we have the cows in here. They're being milked. We're full on brine right now. Then it goes into the buffer tank, basically the reinforced large drums, and then this should be lithium. Goes up. We really want a DT cow, but we'll work on that. See if we can find one or breed one or something. So we have some pens that are still empty that are piped up and ready to go. We got crude oil, 2 different types of crude oil. So one's from liquefied coal, one's from thermal expansion and the other one's from immersive petroleum. This is ethanol, then our empowered oil, canola oil, creosote oil, and let's see, copper. We've got our tin cows, and I think this is our bronze cow. Yep, bronze cow. So let's go ahead and put you here. So now we've got 2 bronze cows. And it does pretty good. All of this is actually, it's a pretty simple setup, and I'll show you, again, basically we're powering from underneath, and I'll show you how I'm doing the power connectors. And right now it's all of this is being driven off of one magmatic dynamo upgraded to signalium level. And you can see, like, here's 4 cows, we've got 4 cows here, 4 cows here. We've got a lot of osmium cows. We could probably thin out the cow population, but if you look, they're still full of power, and they're all being ran off just one main trunk line. I haven't made a power loop yet, but I will, and maybe change out everything. But so far they're running perfect. All of these are just doing great off of one magmatic dynamo. And you saw that we had you saw that we had a lava tank. These aren't hooked up yet. I'll show you what I'm doing here. Basically, this is our pipe gallery. And let me change to my B form here. I should have made these 3 tall instead of 2 tall, but I didn't, so we just have to live with that for now. When I first set them up, I set up the storage tanks underneath because I thought that would be a ideal way to hide them. I tried using the signalium plated fluid ducts, but for some reason they were only intermittently getting power, so I went ahead and jumpered them for now. Across there, they all go around. So on these, we had more room for the drums there. We could probably even do a couple other storage drums, but I think that's more than enough fluid buffer. So that ties into the magmatic dynamo. It goes up. Let's go ahead and follow it up here since we can do that. So it goes up into the magmatic dynamo that we had set up here. See if I can get to it. That's a rancher. That's the power source going into the corner rancher. This is the pipe gallery for the power production area. I think I just made a loop there, didn't I? Nope. Yeah, this is it. This is where all the power is coming from right now, is this one magmatic dynamo. And it's not even fully upgraded. It's full of power. So this one thing is keeping up. We've got 2 lava cows here. We'll probably move those back out. This lava tank is the one hooked up to the range pump, but it's also going to be hooked up to the lava tank that we have up here. Get up here. This lava tank. All those times we were looking for bats and we just had to build a big room, and voila, we've got bats. We'll probably put a dark lamp down. Dark lamps are part of the Mega Torch mod, or Torches mod, I believe it is. Lamp? Dread lamp, that's it. Prevents natural spawning of passive animals like squids, bats, or ocelots, and basically it's set up to a 24 by 24 or 64 by 64 area. So basically it'll block all bats from spawning. Pretty easy to make, so we can do that here if the bats continue to annoy us, but for right now they're not bad. As we get these areas lit up more, I just need to chisel more lamps, put them down, and I'm sure you guys saw them here. If not, I'll show them to you again. Here they are right here. These are the light systems we chose to go with. What I'm thinking, you can see here, they're just reversed from each other. In the middle, I kind of want to put some sort of globe of light that looks like, you know, energy. Maybe make it look like a beam shooting out each way, colliding in the middle, and that's actually generating the light. I think that would look really good. So yeah, this is our plan for the base. This is the direction we're going with it. You can see I've got most of the ranchers set up. We got to make a lot more hardened fluid ducts. They have to be the hardened fluid ducts because we have extremely hot liquids. We have extremely cold liquids. So the hardened fluid ducts let you use any liquid range. And actually, let me show you while I'm here real quick. Go back into the Beomorph. So the rancher gets the power from down below for these pipe runs, like I showed you, these power trunks. Basically, they come across. Right now, they're not looped. I will loop them, go around so that it's a constant power source all the way around. But for now, I haven't done that. That way, we feed it from both sides. But right now, it's more than enough power. The reason I want to do a loop is because those only transfer 1,000 RF per tick. So if you've got one line going across, that's only 1,000 RF that it's holding. And then it's sending it that way, sending it that way. So in theory, that'll get power before this. But if you loop it all the way around, then everything could get power. So if that's getting and using all the power from that end, then this trunk line over here could be powering this and this over here. So that's not bad. So we've got the rancher. We go up from the rancher with a servo because we need the servo there. And I just have nothing blacklisted, which allows everything to go through. We have a storage buffer tank, another servo, blacklisted everything with nothing, so that it allows everything to go through. And then here's what we do with the pipes. Basically, we come up through the floor that you just saw. Sorry about that. Come up through the floor, and then we connect to the piping going up into the tanks. So let's follow this one right here. You can see it coming up, and then it'll go into the tank once the tank's completed. And then this is our Lumium right here. We've been using that for some of the upgrade kits for thermal expansion stuff. We got some brass, aluminum. So all the main ores main metals we have, most of the main fluids we have, Constantan. So we're gonna try and use this. We've got the fuels, latex. This is feeding our machine you saw down there. It's red, blue. Basically, we're trying to do black for physical materials and red for the fluids. So I know you could still do the black on there, like black, white for an ender tank, and black, white for an ender chest. Won't interfere with each other, but this way it's just easier to keep track of. So that's what we're doing here. Now down below, we're going to go ahead and move the auto ore processor that we have. Let me change out of my morph here. Down to here, and what we're going to do here, I actually planned that out while I was at work up there, and I envisioned it a certain way, and I kind of goofed when I made it. I made it just like the old one. So what we're going to do here is this will be like the main intake chest, okay? And we'll have a series of impulse item ducts coming out, and these will be filtered to allow certain things like these will be the ores. These will be secondary ores. These will be ores. These will be the ores that go to a pulverizer, then a redstone furnace, get processed, and then they'll come out from the storage and go into the redstone pulverizer, or the pulverizer, then the redstone furnace. Then they'll go directly to storage. This will be things like black quartz that go into the pulverizer and then into storage. This will be like the powders. Maybe they go into a pulverizer if we silk touch them. Maybe not. We'll see. So we'll have we can have a second row on top. So if we need to filter more, like if we do a lot of silk touch for redstone and Certus quartz and black quartz and coal and stuff like that, we could have extra. The powders and, I'm sorry, this will be the gems, diamonds, topaz, things like that, emeralds, and then that'll be the same thing. It'll go into either directly into storage if it's not silk touched, or we'll have one up top where it'll go into a pulverizer and then into storage. This will be like powders, you know, glowstone, redstone, actual powders. These will be building blocks. These will be building blocks, building blocks, building blocks, building blocks. And what I mean by building blocks is like this will be like a trash can, so all cobblestone will automatically go in there. Andesite's not silk touched, or we'll have one up top where it'll go into a pulse site and stuff. But by going into a storage array and then just have like a void upgrade on them. And these will be like smooth stone, stone bricks, marble, limestone, anything like that. And the nice thing about this type of system is it's infinitely expandable. So we can go through and just, as we need to filter more items, we just simply add them. We go down the list and we add more filters and it'll go in those chests. And from those chests, we can filter them out. So these may be up one more block, so we have access to the input will be the top. And then we can export from the front, the back, and underneath to go wherever they need to go. So that'll give us a lot more control. So that's what part of this room will be. Not really 100% certain on what the rest will be there. We'll see. Down here, this is the larger room that goes down to bedrock. This will be like the woot farms through here. It'll be void miners. I'd like to do some environmental tech void miners. I'd like to do the extra utilities, quantum quarries here and stuff like that. And so this will fill up too. And we may actually, in this room here, we may actually go ahead and put the advanced generators in this room, because you can see we're getting really good FPS right here. Kind of moving around. We've got some bees in the walls I've still got to clear out. Keep in mind I play at 2560 by 1440 resolution, so it's a little bit more strain on my machine, especially when I'm recording. But in general, I get about 100, 127 FPS, but there's a lot being rendered here. So because it's so large a space, and then you get into this type of area, and you got all the cows, all of the things to render, so it just gets a little bit worse. Again, still not bad. And then you get up here with all the tanks, and it drops off pretty quick, even quicker than the other one, just because of all of the tanks. Still playable, and all the cows that are here too. Still playable, but still. So we'll probably only enter these rooms when we have to, and to build stuff, troubleshoot stuff, stuff like that. And this is still plugging away, making some printed silicon for us. Actually, it looks like we need redstone. I probably need to redo that redstone farm. We were just oversending redstone. That's why I did that. And changed it out from other seeds. We really needed more gold and diamond, so I changed that out. But it's looking like one redstone farm is, or just two is just not enough. So what I need to do here is do this, and we'll do this. Well, we'll pick that up in a minute. And do that also. Then we'll relock them. Actually, we'll go ahead and do this too. We'll just leave 2 extra there. That'll increase our redstone production and serve us a lot better. So let's put you up, and then let's put you up. There we go. So that'll do good. So we'll still keep diamond and gold to be able to go into here. That way it'll still produce that, but we'll increase the redstone production, because it looks like we're actually short on redstone. When I got up this morning after setting it up last night and letting it run, this was over. I mean, we had more redstone than silicon in here, so that's why I changed it out. But that should help with the redstone again. And then what I do is we don't have everything being sorted yet going into the storage drawer array there. So we have some things. So I kind of just put everything in here, and we see what we don't have going someplace. And again, looks like we got more plastic. That's good. Or rubber, I should say. Got so many we can just throw it away. And it comes back in my inventory. And there we go. Put the plastic in here. Okay, and we're actually doing pretty good. We did make one 256K storage cell, but it still only holds 63 different item types. So for now, I mean, we're not even really maxing these out. So it didn't make a lot of sense to make a bunch of these yet. Eventually we might, if we start putting all of this in there and cobblestone and stuff, then it'll make more sense to do that. But we're going to block all this off to where you can't really see all this behind the scenes. Make a doorway so it'll be pretty much a front face over it. And this can go away. This was just kind of a test bed for what we have going on over there. Again, it's pretty much the same thing. The seeds are recirculating, the redstone seeds going to a crafter, and as you can see, we're making all kinds of redstone. And for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and put this redstone in the chest, or the crate down there, just so that it can start feeding the machines so they're not starved for redstone, so we can continue production and go from there. I do have to keep an eye on the silicon production there because we are overproducing it. This can also go away now that we're getting so many of the farms set up. This was the original mock-up for our farm system that we were going to do down there, but it's so much more efficient just to use the ranchers than it is this mechanical user system. The mechanical user system works, doesn't use any power, which is great, just some grid power, and it got us all of these buckets, so it did pretty good for us. But it was time to upgrade, so we did the cow farms. They're looking good. We're starting to, I mean, we could have every metal just about in the game just from cows, and that is our goal. We think that that'd be pretty fun. And then, I'm already up all the way. Go over here, take the elevator up. Not a lot's happened here. Kamikaze hasn't been on much. He's been working a lot. Stalin's been working on his cell phone game, so he hasn't been on a lot. We did take the road across here to the village. We do want to start work on the aqueduct soon, past Gwerg's house, preferably before he starts building over here. The aqueduct's going to come right through here, right past here, and just south of the village. Looks like he's expanding, so that's something that we'll have to start working on soon before we run out of space to put it there. And then Kekor's been busy working on his little mountain house here. He's doing a good job. It's looking pretty good. He's not done quite randomizing it yet, but it's looking pretty good. So his only issue is Ender Minis seem to be blowing up creepers. So the other day this had a bunch of creeper holes in it. I'm going to show him how he can claim the chunks here and turn off explosions so that he doesn't keep having that happen. And then I filled this area in. Bunch of compressed creepers kept blowing up here. I filled it in, and then the very next morning I log into the server and it's all blown up again. So I put this torch there so that hopefully everything quits spawning and blowing this area up. Probably gonna move those obelisks, maybe make them 3x3 instead of 5x5. They just don't quite look right. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Next episode, I'd really like to start work on the advanced generators and getting those up and running for a different power source. But we're still doing good, and I'm going to continue to expand more drives in the A2 storage system. We could store the fluids in the A storage system because we do have extra cells, and those give us fluid storage cells. So we could do the each one can hold 5 fluid types, and basically I think that's 262 buckets. Maybe it's more than that, actually. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. Maybe that's if that's actually fluid bytes used. I'll have to see, and we'll do some testing, because that might be the way to go for some of the stuff, and then we can just have the fluids stored in there as well. More, we wanted the tanks kind of for visual. We could have just used a bunch of storage drums, but those tanks look pretty cool, filled with all of the metals and stuff. So I think we may go ahead and get rid of this eventually and just go towards an all A2 storage system. I know a lot of people don't like to do that. They like to set up storage arrays for it, and it's fine, but I do prefer everything to be inside the applied energistic storage system. But anyway, I think that's going to do it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like. If you're not a subscriber yet, please click to subscribe. Thank you much. Bye.